Hi everybody, I am SS the Showstopper and I'm coming to you from the Devil Advocate channel. Today is the 13th of October in the year of our Lord 2022. Now today I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's having a relaxing, great, positive atmosphere. Today I want to talk about VYBZ KARTEL album True Religion. Before I do that, let me say this. There's a saying that goes, if you spit in the sky, it shall fall in your face. If you spit in the sky, it shall fall in your face. Now, we all know that VYBZ KARTEL is famous for controversies. We know that VYBZ KARTEL is known for shock value. You understand? He started a lot of trends in society that are still current. And so that we give him his props, we give him compliment, we commend him for doing what he believed he needed to do to get where he's at, the success that he has in dancehall. So, the album True Religion, the songs in it, I've listened to it. The songs are great. It's VYBZ KARTEL in and of himself, in his all his glory, I should say. Now, the thing is, years ago, there is a YouTuber by the name of Lovely T, and Lovely T posted a comment that VYBZ KARTEL made. Someone made a comment to VYBZ KARTEL. He was with the same Turkish woman, and that was years ago. The same Turkish woman, a Turkish woman. And somebody made a comment about white women and stuff like that. And Lovely T posted VYBZ KARTEL response. I don't know if the Jamaican people saw it and chose to ignore it, but I doubt that all his fans just chose to ignore something like that. So I'm thinking that they probably saw it and decide not to pay it any attention or give it any ear. VYBZ KARTEL response was not necessarily shocking for me, but it was shocking based on the fact that it was VYBZ KARTEL who said it. He started going in on black women. He said a lot of things, disrespectful things about black women bleaching their skin, about black women wearing false hair and all these things. And Lovely T was commenting that she find it very frightening, he would say something like that, knowing that he bleaches his skin and he's known for all these controversies in dancehall. So she found it strange, and before anybody come, yes, it's VYBZ KARTEL account, it's VYBZ KARTEL, and we're not going to get into the nuances of somebody controlling his account and somebody. No, it was written by VYBZ KARTEL. It was written by VYBZ KARTEL. VYBZ KARTEL said it. He went in on black women. He went in on black women. Now, one of the things that I get to understand, or based on my research, I get to understand, is to always know who your target audience is, or always know, who your fan base is. Now, he has a large fan base, and his fan base is made up of men and women. However, his loyal fan base, VYBZ KARTEL loyal fan base, believe it or not, are women. Black women. Black women. That's VYBZ KARTEL loyal fan base. VYBZ KARTEL, as I said, is known for controversies. VYBZ KARTEL is known for the shock value in dancehall. Now, what we've seen is that VYBZ KARTEL has ended his relationship with his baby mother based on what they're putting out there. We are going by what they're putting out there, whether it be an acting, whether it be for record sales, whether it be for a highlight. That's what they chose to put out there. So we're going by the books. So let's go by the books. VYBZ KARTEL has moved on from his relationship with Shorty, his baby mother. I did a video on it, and he proudly announced his engagement to this Caucasian woman, and he's put out an album True Religion, promoting it, doing well, this, that, and the third. Album comes out, the album flop. The album only sold 300 plus. The album did not sell. The album did not sell. The album did poor. It did less than poor. It did nothing. Huge disappointment for VYBZ KARTEL. Huge disappointment for his camp, because they were hoping the album was a success or would be a success. Now here's the thing. When you understand who your fan base is and who your loyal fan base is, whether you like it or not, you have to put out content that appease your fan base or caters to your fan base. There was also an R&B artist by the name of Maxwell. We all know Maxwell. He's very neo-soul. He's this pro-black, natural hair. He has this Afro puff hair, beautiful Afro puff hair. And he's always singing these beautiful songs. And he's always, in his music video, he always put, black women in it, showing the beauty, the regal element to black women. There was a video that came out with Maxwell, and he was seen with a whole other bunch of Caucasian women. Someone on the internet made a comment about it. And Maxwell went in on black women. He went in on black women. He started disrespecting black women to the T. He went in on their features. He went in on the hair. He went in on, the things that, the rhetorics, the negative rhetorics that are out there to describe black women. See, the part of black women that everybody like is the part that can be used as sex or sex object or seen as attractive. But the part that can't, that's the part that they hate, which include your nose and your hair and your skin tone. Maxwell went in on black women. He went in on black women. He was disrespecting black women simply based on one comment. One comment. One comment. His fan base is what? Predominantly black women. From that day, Maxwell have never had a hit song. Has never had an hit song. His career did not recoup from that. It's very important to know who your fan base is. VYBZ KARTEL came out and he did a whole lot of songs for black women. He had them in his videos. He was promoting black women. Black women respected him. Even though a lot of his songs centered around degradation, like in a vulgar tone. It was sexual content, but it was in a vulgar tone, and a lot of people didn't sit well with a lot of females. But at the end of the day, they supported VYBZ KARTEL. And VYBZ KARTEL decided that, okay, he's going to move on with his life. And a man is free to move on. Once he's unhappy, once he's uncomfortable, he is free to move on. Nobody can force him to stay, and nobody should force him to stay. Probably can speak to his conscience or encourage him to try and work it out and stuff like that, but you cannot force a person to stay. However, when you invite people in your bedroom and in your personal life, they are going to come. And oftentimes, they are going to stay. VYBZ KARTEL is known for inviting people in his bedroom. He's known for inviting the public in his personal life. So the public became a part of his personal life. The public wanted to know what's going on between him and this woman, that woman, including his baby mother, Shorty. So they became an item. They became an item. And people always see, he put out an album to Tanisha, who is his baby mother. And people say, okay, this guy's holding this female down. Yeah, he cheated, this and that. Everybody made an excuse for him being unfaithful and stuff like that. And he has cheated, but at the end of the day, he still loves her, he still respects her. He put out an entire album in support of Shorty. And then a year later, or 2 years later, he's announced his engagement to a white woman. So his target audience and his main fan base basically turn on him. Because in their head, he turned on them. So they decide to turn on him. Did they buy his album? No. He invited, this is where VYBZ KARTEL went wrong. He invited the public in his bedroom. As I said, he's known for controversies. His fans are always telling that VYBZ KARTEL is very intelligent. VYBZ KARTEL knows stuff. He knows what he's doing. But he missed the mark. VYBZ KARTEL, you missed the mark. You should have never announced that engagement publicly. You should have never done that. That's where you went wrong. So your fan base, who also support Shorty, decide that They're not going to support you. No, 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 no. They're not going to give you that support. Your album meant nothing to them. Your album meant nothing to them. And it's proven in the lack of sales. So I say that to say this, it's extremely important to know who your fan base is, to know who your core audience is. As an artist, as a vlogger, like myself, it's extremely important to know. We're not saying that you should do everything all day in support of them. We're not saying that you shouldn't stand up for what you believe in. But there are certain marks that you miss, VYBZ KARTEL, that are turning around and it's biting you. One of them was to invite the public in your bedroom. You should have never invited the public in your personal life. But you wanted that controversy. You wanted that shock value to stay relevant. You use the art of controversy, the element of controversy, to keep that relevance going and to keep your music going. And it's turning around, and this is the disadvantage of it. You're going to start to do things that you like, or things that your fans don't necessarily are comfortable with. And because of that, it's reflected in the lack of sales. They're not going to buy your album. They're not going to support you. Because to them, you have betrayed the black woman. To them, you have betrayed the black woman. The black woman was the sky, and you spit in the sky and it fell right in your face. So you have to know what you're doing. You understand me? All controversies are good controversies, and a lot of time it turns around and it bites. Another artist was French Montana. French Montana was doing well. He came out, he was doing well and stuff like that. French Montana, I think, put out an album, and a female made a comment about his album. When the female made a comment, it was, I would say, a disrespectful comment. It was a disrespectful comment about his album that the female made. French Montana decided that he's going to go in on her. He didn't, unlike VYBZ KARTEL and unlike Maxwell, he didn't went after an entire race of women. French Montana decided to go after her. And he went after her features, but it's the same disrespect. He went after her features, he went after her ethnicity, the fact that she's black. He went after her hair, he went after her skin tone. I tell you, this is what they always do. When they're attacking, or when they're responding or reacting, I should say, they tend to go after black women's hair, skin tone, and their nose or their physical features, because it was used to shame them. It has been a pastime to use to shame black women. So French Montana decided that the easy angle for him was to go after that female features. And what happened to his album? His album went down. His album did not do well. His album went poorly. But French Montana did something that was smart. French Montana did Unforgettable, and they shot the video in Africa. So what he did was he decided that he's going to incorporate the entire African culture, the entire African aura of black women, of black men, young black people in his music video. And that's when you saw the video Unforgettable. You are unforgettable. Yes, with Sway Lee. That's where he decided that he's going to use a marketing strategy that will work. And it did. He got back on the good side of black people, in particular black women. Now, whether or not black women are his target audience or his main fan base, that's besides the point. He lost a lot in his album sales because of a comment. So you see, we have to be careful of what we say about people. In particular, our fan base. We have to know who our fan base is. We have to know who our fan base is. So, Mr. Kartel, I think you need to go back to the drawing book. I think you should attempt another album. But before you do so, I think you need to put out a strategy, because what you also did was you put out an album and giving this woman the same grace that you give your baby mother, that you said was like your ride or die chick. That's what you put her out as, your ride or die chick, the female that's going to be there for you through thick and thin, or have been there for you through thick and thin. You have given this woman so much grace, this Caucasian woman, so much grace, and it seemed like, okay, you just want to abandon everything. It seems like a betrayal. That's what you said. I remember, as I said years ago, you made a comment about black women that was very derogatory, very disrespectful. I'm not going to get into the verbatim of it. I'm not going to get into the verbatim of it. But the things that you said was targeting black women, their skin tone, their hair, and stuff like that. And it was very rude. It was very disrespectful to an entire group of women that you belong to. You came out of the womb of a black woman. So attacking the womb, attacking a black woman is attacking where you came from. I'm not saying that black women are perfect and they're great. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that you need to know your fan base. And you cater for your fan base. But VYBZ Kartel mistake was that he invited people, because he could have easily be engaged to this woman. He could have easily married this woman and move on with his life. But he had a tendency of inviting people in his bedroom for shock value, for controversies. And the controversy now backfire. It's backfiring right now. So you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out how you can straighten this thing out and get back on the good grace of your fan base. So when you put out songs, it will actually sell. When you put out an album, it will do well. Because it can do well. You are VYBZ Kartel. But a lot of people, it can do well. And the thing is that a lot of people that come out and they speak, don't listen to the noise of the market. I'm sorry. That's saying that VYBZ Kartel is this, VYBZ Kartel. They don't buy album. They don't buy album. They don't buy music. Your core audience, your fan base is who buy music. Those people are not fans. Those people are stans. You just do frightening things and they support it all the way to the end of the earth. But your fan base was mainly black women. VYBZ Kartel. So just in case you didn't know, you know now. It's a little bit too late because the album is already out. But it's still not late. You are VYBZ Kartel. You're known for putting out songs, putting out multiple songs at the same time. So you can always put out another album and watch it and just, promote it around your fan base and caters for them. And then you'll have a beautiful ending. That's all I have to say. Know your fan bases. And be very, very careful of what you say. Because someone will always pull it up and someone always use it to remind you. I'm not perfect. I've said rude things on the internet. I've said disrespectful things on the internet. But if someone should pull it up, I'm in a position of humble. I'm a humble person. And so I don't have a problem apologizing. I don't have a problem retracting my statement and stuff like that. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. And may God bless you. I'll see you next time on the Devil Advocate channel. God bless.